Hello everyone, I'm Sebastian and I make travel videos. But today, let's talk about the Hero Black 11. I am coming actually from the Osmo Action 1, the DJI Osmo Action 1, where suddenly in Croatia we were, a place where we stayed for 2 weeks and we filmed a lot of underwater sequences. This used to be like a go-to camera for our 2-week stay in Croatia every year, and suddenly we go there and it doesn't work. It just crashed every time I tried to record anything. So we had no footage for those 2 weeks, and I already knew I'm gonna have to get a new action camera. And luckily, just as this was about to pretty much crash and not work anymore, this was announced. So when we got back home, this was released, and that was the camera that I got. It has been over half a year since this came out, and it's time to talk about, after the hype, how it actually works. Both the photo and video quality has improved so much in the years since I got the Osmo, and I did get the Osmo when it was pretty brand new. So after a couple of years, the quality now is just so good. I know I'm comparing a lot to Osmo Action, but the Osmo Action for us was never really a photo camera. We really only used it as an underwater camera, and even that wasn't as good, but it was as good as it can get for that time. Well, compared to this, the photo and video are amazing, and let's start with photos because I think this camera is so good in that regard. We never used Osmo Action photos in pretty much anywhere because it wasn't that good, but this is incredible. It has, how many megapixels does it have? Yeah, that is me getting ready for the video. So this has a 27 megapixel sensor that is 8x7 instead of traditional like 16x9 or anything else like this. So it is more of a square kind of a, a little bit more square kind of a format, and I think it is a great idea. Whoever thought about this at GoPro has done wonders because this is amazing. It works both for photos and video very well because in one photo or in one video, you're both pretty much taking a video that could be used as 16x9 and a 16x9 going vertical and horizontal. So it's very good for pretty much everything. You can do a lot of it. You can do a square, you can do horizontal, vertical. It is very good for that. As for the video, I think the video quality is insane for an action camera, and it's crazy how far we got with like those little compact cameras, how good they are. I'm mostly shooting at a flat picture profile with sharpness set to 0, like all that different things to the minimum because I want to have the best quality and I don't want to have like artificial sharpness or colors. I have to mention one thing is I mainly use this for underwater shots or by the water and FPV, so that is my pretty much usage of this, and I know many people have different kind of usage. Some people vlog on this, which in my opinion would be a great device because not only the picture quality is amazing, there's pretty much no highlights, shadows, like you don't really have to think about this. If you put it at auto, it will really nicely expose and you will not have something like, yourself good and then the background is gonna be like totally blown out. A lot of times this can actually work so well that almost all the time it can get both of the things really nicely exposed, so it works really nice. Like the dynamic range is big on this thing. And also if you were talking about like vlogging, there's actually a front facing camera right now which is really cool. You can actually get vlogging with this and it's really nice. So this is a GoPro test with a front facing camera. It is pretty much silent here, so there should be no noise. So it's the microphone that has been in the water. It's direct sunlight and it's very green, very beautiful, very blue, so it looks really nice. And it's at 4K at 8x7, 60 frames per second. And I have to mention the stabilization in this is amazing. I do actually use for FPV GyroFlow because this records the gyro of the motion, so you can pretty much get 2 in 1 and the end result is amazing. The hyper smooth is actually good itself, like you don't really need any more stabilization, and I really like it. We actually played a little bit with the different lenses, pretty much like doesn't have the GoPro or the fisheye effect, and you can take photos with like a 16 to 35 millimeter lens, which is really cool. We played around with this and it's really nice. And one more thing that I really like about this compared to Osmo Action, even though it's a little bit bigger, I would actually have to use like a casing for this all the time to mount it to anything. This device doesn't have to, because at the very bottom you can actually see there are like those two little legs that you can stick out, and yeah, those two little legs right here work wonders, because that's how simple and quickly you can actually attach it to something. That is a game changer, I love it. Overall, I'm pretty new to GoPro ecosystem, so it was like jumping into like the 11th iteration of the product, and it was great. It was really simple to get through. The menus are really simple. Everything seems to like work. Like they pretty much know what works, and they just try to improve on it, not change it. And also, the price is really good. You can get this, like I did, on the deal with the GoPro subscription, and they take off the price, so it turns from like $500 to $300 or $350, which is amazing because this suddenly costs in Poland as much, and maybe even less, than older GoPros or older DJI Osmo Action. So in my opinion, this is great value for money, and I am so happy that I did actually pick it up. If you're thinking about it, get it. And one more thing that I wanted to mention in this video, which is like a fun fact. I always think about having this on my DJI FPV, so like flying FPV. This little device is flying somewhere in the sky, all around, zipping like 100 kilometers an hour. That is so funny. Like I always think about it like I have it in my hand, and then suddenly it's like flying somewhere 100 kilometers an hour between like mountains. That is so cool. Like it's a little captain of the ship, and I really like it. If you're on the fence, or you have an older camera, I think it's worth to get. Unless if you have like a GoPro 10, then I guess it's not really worth it. But if you're looking for a camera like the first action camera or an upgrade from an older one, definitely a great device. I cannot wait to use it more, especially underwater, and see how it performs there. But overall, so far, after the hype, after it has came out, it has been a great device. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you try it out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I'll see you next time.